Beware, you're in for a scare. From the pages of R.L. Stine's best-selling books comes a brand new series of Goosebumps videos. Videos that will creep you out, freak you out, or simply make you laugh your head off.
Just a decent shout out to one of the guys who actually subscribed to me, which I didn't have no idea he did, but thank you so much. I'm going to talk about the freaking episode that is my favorite. Yes, I do favorite Revenge of the Garden Gnomes because lawn gnomes, because that was just so good. I might have another video up talking about that. Maybe in Halloween. That'll be a good one. But we're going to just talk about right now my actual favorite episode that I truly would watch over and over again just because. So, and I'm actually eventually, as soon as it's cool outside, I actually will walk to the library and try my best to find that book. Yeah, to find the book that actually is based on. Which again, I kind of forgot what it was, but I kind of remember it was maybe a Give Your Own Scare one. Anyways. So, the one that I truly favorited, I didn't make a video about it when I first was like, hey, wait a minute, because I was like, no one's gonna watch it. So I just put it on Tumblr, and that's where it is, even though it's like catching lots of dust. So I'm just gonna talk about it here with some new concepts. So, an old story is what I'm gonna talk about. Most likely it's already on the title, but if not, an old story is what I'm gonna talk about. So, an old story is where you have two kids. One of them actually has my name. I might as well say it. Come on. It's like, if you can't figure out my name by now, my gosh, I bet you can't figure out who Batman is. Anyways. So, we have two children, and they got this weird aunt that shows up. But they said, I don't remember having an aunt. So now it gets me to thinking, because we already know, and for those who don't know, it turns out Aunt Dahlia, I think that's how to say her name, it turns out she actually is a witch. So I now can think what happened. What happened here, and of course we figure out that she actually is doing an old couple hookup thing, meaning that this is nothing new to her. She has been doing this for so long, I bet. So long that I bet there's kids missing, but thanks to her being a witch, instead of being like, my kid's gone, it's more the fact of she was able to put a spell on them and make them say, no, I was babysitting the house. That's what you came in to do it. You know, kind of the Force. Yes, a nice little The Force, but witch version. So that's what happens, and I bet there's like so many kids who actually became old people. And it's like, oh my gosh, thinking about that now, I'm like, oh my gosh. Woo, frick. But anyways, how the frick did she find the people is really the good question. So what I think is the mom and dad, she might be scoping out a grocery store, might be checking out a mall. I don't really know, but eventually she just finds two marks, and she's like, those two men could actually do good. So she actually comes to them and put a spell on them, but of course the kids most likely separated themselves. So yeah, the two brothers were doing something else, maybe even looking at video games. Well, it's 1990s, isn't it? It's still video games, it's just that not the ones that's like today. So while they're separated from their parents, the parents actually get a spell right in there. Or heck, yeah, I would say that because she had to have known that they had two children, two guys. She had to have known, so she had to have at least been spying on them and been looking for more and more and more people to actually do some horrible, horrible freaking old granny hookup. My gosh, oh, fuck, man. And of course, another freaking question comes to mind is, how exactly are you going to actually marry them if they have, and I'm going to say they might be 10 years old, 12 years old, they don't have a college degree or anything. Yeah, they don't even have high school knowledge. But of course, given with the old geezers, their whatever, their knowledge that they got, is kind of delayed from what we got today, or at least in the 90s. So I guess that's like makes sense, but on the other hand, is like, I don't think you want to marry a dum-dum. But of course, they just wanted to actually take care of them. They don't give a crap about how much brains they have. The gross part has to be the fact of going triple X. And going triple X, it's like, oh my gosh, they actually was sex to old men, but they're actually little kids. They're actually little boys. So technically, it's like, oh my gosh, that's, ugh. It's like, oh, because come on, seriously, they're going to marry them and take care of them. I don't think, for one instance, we can't say they most likely won't do the dirty. They won't do the hanky-panky. I think they would. Yeah, this is a kid's show, but we gotta dig deeper than that. Because, come on, if a man and a woman marries, do you think they won't actually have sex and consummate their love? Quotations love. Yeah, man, yeah. It's kind of freaking disturbing, actually, you think about it. Truly disturbing. Yeah. So, we have no idea how many victims Dahlia had. Or even Dahlia's even her name, which I maybe think it might be. So, with this episode, it's kind of interesting. It's very interesting because she actually decides to make cookies, prune cookies. And the prune cookies, or the prunes, actually makes you older. And, well, I don't really know where she gets her clientele, but her clientele actually most likely are elderly women who actually want to get married and actually have, like, some money to spend. Yeah, so she doesn't do this for free. She actually gets to spend money, get some money in exchange. So, yeah, and then it turns out that baby food, which I would have to say that if this wasn't her first rodeo, eventually before this happened, because, come on, unless this is actually like first of a few, yeah, maybe it's like her 12th time. Yeah, it's not like 100th or 2000th or something. It's like it has to be to the point of where it's like she would have known beforehand that kids got to escape. And even so, it's like the kids wouldn't be able to escape either way. But still, you would figure that she would know that baby food is the cause to reverse themselves. So that's what the point is like, yeah, if she would have knew that baby food was the cause of it and it happened before, she would have actually looked around and said, baby food, throw it away, throw all of it away. Yeah, that would have been funny. Yeah, and it was like, while you're throwing away baby food, never you mind, boy. Eat the prunes. Eat the prune cookies. Never you mind, boy. Oh, frick, man. But still, I don't know what was with the episode, but the episode was like something I never seen before. It was truly interesting. Maybe it's also because someone had my name. Of course, hey, I have to just say, with the guy who actually subscribed to me, which I say thank you so much, one good question is, but of course, since this is a choose your own scare book or something, I think it was a choose your own scare. If not, it's something else. I forgot. I have to relook and see where it came from. But still, if it is choose your own scare, then that means that the ending they chose was just one of the few that they could have had. But what ending they chose for the TV show was the fact that the guy with my same name kept on eating the baby food. And now he's a freaking damn baby. And now the older brother has to force the baby now, to eat one of the prune cookies to go back to normal. Now the question is, was he able to do it? Was he successful to make him do it? Or is he a baby forever now, or he has to grow up now just because of the whole he's hungry and he had no other food than baby food, which is kind of like, ew, man, it's not really, it's a risk because you're hungry, you want to have something to eat, but yet on the other hand, if you eat this food, you might actually, well, actually, we didn't even know it could actually change you even younger. So I think it's the effects that was in the prunes that still affected. And I guess some chemical or whatever that's in baby food actually helped enhance the reverse process. That's the only way how to explain it, and it's kind of sad that it didn't stop what age they were. No. It was just lucky for them that they didn't eat too much that they became babies. But of course, Dahlia is dead, and of course, Dahlia dead is the same way as you actually killed her in the freaking video game. The fact that you poured some of that prune juice in, or you, let's see, what? She ingested, she died, and well, now I wonder if the parents will snap out of it, or the parents will say, "Oh my gosh, Aunt Dahlia left our kids alone." Man, they're gonna be coming. Yeah, I don't know what to say about the whole explaining Aunt Dahlia to their parents. That's another thing that's gonna be like, what the fuck? But hopefully he was able to get his brother back to normal instead of making him a baby. Because if he's a baby again, then lots of questions are gonna flare up, and then it's gonna be like, oh frick. But on the other hand, at least the good news is that they might actually believe him when he says, when the older brother says, the older kid says, that Dahlia was actually a evil witch, because, well, his baby brother is a baby again. So maybe that's the evidence they need to actually say, okay, we believe you, but whatever. Anyways, I think this is a favorite one of mine. I'm gonna actually go right now and see what book it came from, because I really need to know. And for those who actually want to know about Goosebumps episodes that came from books, I definitely already did a video on that. So let me just scroll down right quick, because it's most likely deep in the burial ground. There we go. 21 people. That's nice. Come on, and please tell me I put the list down here. There we go. Alright, 1 second. Let me just scroll down and find it. Okay. The worst part is that my favorite episode never was on TV for me. Yeah, it never came on TV. You actually had to buy Bride of the Living Dummy VHS to actually get to see it. But me personally, I just saw it on, there it is, Tales Gives You Goosebumps. Tales That Gives Yourself Goosebumps. Number 4. Okay. Maybe I should try to find that period, but hey, either A, someone will actually already talk about it, which I really hope someone does, but of course, on the other hand, I'll still actually go to the library and check it out. Anyways, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more.